Hello, and welcome back to the continuing adventures of DeathPillar as he flies through the dungeon. Um, well, last we left off, I had plunged into the depths and come out victorious with not the depths. I apologize. Plunged into the abyss and come out victorious with a rune to show for it. Then I had in the process become temporarily mutated, but temporary mutations in lich form apparently cause semi-permanent stat rot. So I'm gonna buy some restore abilities potions, which I apparently had in my pocket and just didn't see previously. It's embarrassing. Let's go ahead and end the transformation. We'll drink one of them now just because I can, just to get back to max. And then lich form again. Necromutation has become 17% fail on account of transmutation training. Should train necromancy, I guess, as well, but whatever, it's fine. Armor training we're going to continue doing, because why not? AC is high, can make it higher. Actually, so here I'm suffering from not knowing the spell penalty dealy. My instinct is that, I mean, I'm at a, what? Encumbrance of 4? And I have now trained triple past that. Probably don't actually get any more benefit at this point, so I'm gonna just ditch that. I could go for +4 intelligence by wearing this amulet instead, and that would bring necromutation down to 12% fail, which is excellent. But the flip side would be giving up a pip of R fire, and I feel like double R fire is just more useful to me. So yeah, we'll keep that. My extra resist cold is coming probably from lich form, is my guess. Does it say somewhere what lich form is doing for me? No, it doesn't. Okay, that's fine. In any event, let's just get out of here, I guess. So the next step would be to do Zot, I suppose. Zot is the next big repository of experience before I have to make more decisions. I definitely want invocations to be very powerful for me. I'm going to turn off armor temporarily. To train past the current point of failure, my failure is 8% on Firestorm. I want that to be better for sure. But I'm not willing to train Fire and Conj up to 100% just yet. That's a lot of dedication. Transmutations and Necromancy, to get Necromutation up to 10% is probably reasonable to continue doing. What else? I mean, my evade is actually very much existent, so I can throw some points into evade, I guess. Why not? That's probably good enough for now. That's good enough for now. And I'm going to continue to not care about stealth, because, again, if your response to problems is to do that, you can't really hope to be stealthy very long. Alright, off to Zod, I guess. And in we go. Unfortunately, I lost Lich form just as I entered Zot, and I'm immediately being attacked. So let's go ahead and torch as many enemies as I can immediately, just to thin their numbers. Blink usually works to escape constriction. It's a double attempt. We'll easily Firestorm again in this distance. Bring out a ally who has in his retinue Orb of Destruction, and finish the job. Lich form channel as fast as possible, and I am back to square whatever. Now, some people might have teleported in that situation at random or attempted to leave the level. Leaving the level would have just been a fail check versus constriction, and I would have been attacked by everyone, so not necessarily the best option, but it is an option. By way of comparison, random teleport on Zot 1 might have been a death sentence. You don't know where you're going to end up, and it could very well be much worse than where you are right now, and you're conceding your position of being near the exit. Which is, again, if you have to, you have to, but as you saw, I have more than enough power to stand my ground right now. I mean, to be fair, I did both the Slimy rune and the Abyssal rune, so clearly I am not incapable of at least some level of power here. Corrosion really doesn't bug me very much. Suppression, on the other hand, probably devastates me. Okay, well, greeting party is handled, and as you can see, my dodge skill probably already leveled up once in that time. Yeah, it did. So did my transmutation. Where am I now? Lich form 17%. Alright, that's fine. Learn more necromancy. It's just more widely applicable. Neither of these are particularly memorizable, so you know. Ring of Slaying is almost uniformly going to be worse than the Ring of Intelligence, so we'll just wear Intelligence. I thought I was wearing 2 rings, but apparently I'm only wearing 1. Okay, now I'm wearing 2. And this is where I normally was. Okay, so I just apparently took off my ring and didn't notice. That's fine. Okay, we're good. Stop coming back to life, please. I am so not afraid of a Draconian whose chief weapon is resisted by RN, considering I have 3 levels of RN to work with. I'm almost not concerned about shadow traps either. Almost. Truth of the matter is you can never be completely indifferent to a shadow trap. But yeah, goal for now is to clear out Zot, I suppose. Oh, I didn't even notice you there. An encrusted battle axe. I can one-handedly wield a battle axe. No, I cannot, not with a shield. Well then, forget it. My shield is more useful. My shield gives me regen, I'm pretty sure. Oh, my shield gives me regen. So the shield penalty and the armor penalty put together are what's making it so hard to max out my spellcasting. Okay, we've got an Orb of Destruction, attacking with mutations, of course. I am wearing Resist Mutation, so that alone is probably providing some benefit here. Definitely want to have my guy go into melee with him. Orb of Destruction is more than enough to take out an Orb of Fire. That's good to know, because I was not actually aware of that. Orb of Destruction took out the Orb of Fire very efficiently. And Mutation Immunity means that I can actually afford to wait for it. Because, if you look, I found like no cure mutations this game. I found 1 total, and I already drank it. Aw, ice things versus me. That's cute. You think you're people. Get my ally back. Your ally is no match for my allies. My allies smoke fire. And more fire. I love that I can firestorm my own allies without them becoming hostile. That's just so useful. Because if that wasn't true, I couldn't afford to keep them, for the most part. I'm not wearing a good cloak, right? I'm wearing a generic cloak, yeah. Okay, and I swap it for another generic cloak. But I mean, that's fine, but I need to be on the lookout for good cloaks. +2 intelligence is reasonable, but -4 AC is just not reasonable at all. +2 intelligence on a otherwise reasonable cloak is great, but I would take +4 AC over a +2 cloak of int +2. Because I don't need the last 2 intelligence points that much anymore. And I'm never going to say no to a better AC. Okay, looks like we've cleared out most of this area. Now we've cleared out this area. Downstairs. Ally. No mutation effects on me. Good. That cure mutation? No, it's just another haste pot. It occurs to me that there's a relative danger of walking around as a lich when I can become confused and I have no answer to confusion right now. The amulet I wear could very well be replaced with an amulet of clarity if clarity exists in the game, but I don't think it does anymore. In fact, let's look for it. Oh, that's not where I should look. Question/item clarity. Okay, the amulet of clarity does in fact exist. And there's a series of untested amulets that I should look at into. Because now that I'm a lich, I need to consider the possibility of being confused. Certainly if I'm around a sphinx or an eyes creature, I can always just torch it quickly and then win that way, but okay, I believe I have multiple acquires available to me now. 3? Good. Let's go ahead and burn an acquire right now for armor. See what it gives me. Ooh, it's a generic cloak. It's a cloak of magic resist with a +2 attached. Yeah, I'll sacrifice 2 AC for a cloak of magic resist. I have enchant armor, but I don't think I have a lot of it. I don't have a lot of enchant armor. I kind of want to hold off on using this in case I want to use it on a dragon armor or something better. I'm almost certainly going to find another cloak at some point very soon that's going to replace this one too. Oh, I'm immune to lightning, practically, so you're not that effective against me. Is that an iron dragon? It is. How delightful. Yeah, Orb of Destruction for certain enemies is actually more effective than Firestorming, it seems. Might also just be the power of my Orb of Destruction is probably close to capped, whereas the power of my Firestorm will never be capped. But yeah, Orb of Destruction, if you can get it to hit nice and solidly, it's a very powerful damage. What is that? It's just a dragon. Okay, it looked like a deep dwarf or something at first, so I just want to be sure I wasn't going to get pain mirrored. Pain mirror while firestorming is very painful. Because you're dealing so very much damage. Oh, I didn't even notice this tentacled monstrosity sneaking up on me. Yeah, sure, I'll fly into fire. What are you gonna do? Burn me? Oh, another ruined cloak. And ditch it. That's cute. If you try wielding a sacred scourge of holy wrath and then simultaneously becoming a lich, you are forced to drop it. It's great. I would assume as much, that it's not going to let you wield a holy weapon as a lich, but the idea that your body is not even capable... Oh crap, it's a ghost moth. That is very interesting. I'm going to back away. Just back away. I'm actually punching the square it's on, but that's not going to do anything. Let's put on a see invisible ring at the cost of some intelligence. Okay. That should make it harder for it to dodge me while I punch it. Now it's dead. Oh, while I'm awake, let's just suffuse myself with food so as to not be in any danger of being hungry ever. Oh yes, and ring switch, please. Thank you. 14%. It's great. Just keep doing our thing. I mean, I don't need experience anymore. My build is perfectly adequate without any further improvement. But if I'm going to get more, obviously I'm going to use it, so. Whoa, what just happened? Killed it, and then things appeared. Icy things. Oh, I see. Its flesh was turned into simulacra by some other mage. Whoa, okay, I'm taking pain, so let's just get out of here. All of my things apparently were unraveled. Alright. Put them all back on. Alright, that also would have been an excellent time for me to use my stored fireball against the simulacra. It would have melted them. Fireball would have been a guaranteed hit. And I was reluctant to use Firestorm lest it hit myself. So that, again, yeah, Fireball would have been the correct answer there. I'm just so overpowered I don't have to think anymore for this area of the game. There, I prefer to use Firestorm because it might have been a horde of simulacra, and shooting around corners is always nice in such a situation. Keep trying the cloaks, you never know, one of them might be well enchanted. And Lord knows I can afford several remove curses. No, I'll take magic resistance. What's my MR anyway? It's not quite maxed, so yeah. Tentacled monstrosity, definitely worth taking out. Lots of cloaks, none that I am particularly interested in yet. Okay, Zatu cleared, and BOOM! God, what a satisfying initial attack, and a satisfying follow-up, and a satisfying finisher, and a satisfying continuation. Oh my god, this is like killing popcorn. Alright, let's get out of here. The cursed toast scares me. Pretty sure there's like confuse, fear, and other effects that can be associated with cursed toes, so. Not carrying beef jerky. Not so desperate. Oh, I came back to life. Oops. I have no intention of remaining alive. I'm freaking lich. Gargoyle lich. Okay, natural heal on my stats, that's great. Sifmuna gift. Thanks, but no thanks. Ooh, a cloak of unknown value. Don't fire through your own skeletons. That's aggressive. Whoa, what just happened? Oh, that damn toe is back. We're just gonna walk away. And then when we're at adequate distance, we'll firestorm the toe. That should take out the everything's perfect. And it probably animated dead at some point, so I'm gonna have a lot less, sorry, bodies on my hands here. Oh, there we go. +2 Cloak of Magic resist. And this is why I held out on using my own enchant scrolls to produce that effect. With all of these, because magic resist is not a terribly uncommon effect to have on a cloak. Wow, so clearly my Spellforce Servitor does not give a shit about my other summons. Much like I don't. Very good on him, figuring that out all by himself. So, this is what we do when we don't have Dig. We just use Orb of Destruction against the wall repeatedly. Because why not? I can afford the mana. And, torch and pop. Pop and torch. Ditch the wand, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Back to life, back to death. Ah, don't torch yourself. What are you, high? Okay, Invocations has grown again. Necromancy has got to be enough by now. 12% I will accept. That's close enough to 10. I'm happy. Just generically increasing my spellcastiness is probably the best way to go from here. In fact, generically increasing my spellcastiness could improve my mana total. I don't want to do that. It's just not that great. Conjurations and fire. Do I really care about the last 5 skill levels? Not really. Dodging and shields are going to give me much more mileage. If I can upgrade to a shield instead of a small shield, that'd be awesome. There's something that's vaguely invisible just around the corner. Okay. It died because auto pickup went back on. It's usually the only way I can tell if I killed the invisible thing or not yet. I don't know why I bothered continuing to check these, but I'm inherently poison resistant, and I add on to that my Gargoyle Lich resistances, so thanks but no thanks. I have no need. Also, poison resistance is not a additive resistance, so yeah. I want to say that it's not resistance, but immunity for gargoyles actually for poison. I'm not sure though. Okay, we've got another floor down. Casually roaming through Zot. We've actually only faced one Orb of Destruction. So far, nothing I've done here couldn't be just as easily done in the almost exact same fashion by a freaking Berserk Minotaur. With appropriate weaponry, obviously. I mean, that should go without saying. I don't care if I hit myself. I can just walk away from it. Alright. This is the beauty of stacking my resistances as high as I have. Nothing's gonna get in through to melee with me, but even if they do, I got 52 AC to throw at the problem. And we're back. Ditch. On. I mean, I don't know what kind of cloaks the game can spawn to be, I guess is the reason I keep checking. Because now that preservation isn't a thing, there's poison resist and artifacts, of course, can do anything they like. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen it all, magic resist and poison resist, and of those I have 0 interest in poison resist. So it's really just magic resist or bust. I just walk away. It's becoming a nightmare up there, and I don't want to figure it out. And kill them all and let God sort them out. I'm on fire. That's cute. I resist fire so hard, and I regenerate ×2, that damage over time in general is less than effective against me, because it has to overcome my unnaturally double strong, since I have 2 sources of regen. And yeah. Also carrying 37 chunks right now, so there's that. Power is leaking away. Something sees me that I don't see. And I'm being pursued by a gold dragon any second, so let's back away to a safe distance, and then it's right in front of me. I can't channel mana faster than it can stop me, so let's get see invisible, and then we'll start punching it, and hopefully my allies will take the cue. We got it. Yeah, when I'm not a lich, channeling back mana does rob my nutritional status very quickly. I would say that if you want to go non-lich form, long version of a summoner, it's better off to go the evocation route and then use Crystal Ball of Energy, because that's hungerless, with the staff as a backup, because you don't need the backup constantly when you're doing Crystal Ball of Energy for your mana regen. And the frequency with which you need it, you should be more than adequate food-wise for just eating food. I'm not actually stepping out of the fire cloud, and I'm gaining health anyway. That's how great my regen is. Toe. From max distance, we hit it with a Orb of Destruction, and then we Firestormed it 3 times. It's a powerful thing, but ultimately it's a thing, so it can very easily be dispatched by what I rock. Okay, so invocations, dodging shields, defenses primarily buffed. That makes sense. Let's just turn Conjurations of Fire on again. Of these, I'm not actually that interested in dodging, but shields I'm very interested in, so we'll continue to buff shields primarily. I may actually end up going to a heavier version of armor at some point. Hence the difficulty with training dodging. What's the point? I used to be all about the poison arrow Gatling gun, where you design a build that can spam it. Now I feel like Orb of Destruction, I've finally gotten comfortable enough with its aiming, its strengths, and its weaknesses that I don't need anything but Orb of Destruction and adequate, power, nutrition, whatnot to spam launch it to feel comfortable. Magic Map, if ever was useful, is on this floor. You need to know what you're dealing with, so let's turn that on. Triple dipping is also pretty much always a given for any floor that poses serious danger. A floor that denies you teleport control, by definition, is going to be a dangerous floor, so you got to be very careful. Red staircase to retreat to the left. Let's secure it. Retreat secured. I actually like these hallways being windy, so we're going to leave them as is. Another curse toe. I don't remember curse toes being... Forget common. I don't remember them being present in Zot before, so I wonder if that's new. Oh, damn it. Channeled off of an empty stuff. Off of non-lich form. I don't mind burning a few rations here and there just to hedge my bets. If I'm pushed out of lich form, the last thing I want to worry about is I need to eat now in the middle of a firefight. Just the fact that I've taken the unnecessary lich form in the first place means that I have way more food than I would need at this point in the game, even if I had been playing the most conservative of all. So I'm not happy with this. I've gone through the non core Zot area and found very few enemies, period, which either means I missed them, unlikely, or there aren't that many, which means what? The EXP on the floor is even more centered inside rather than outside? That's disturbing. So we're gonna launch some fire in the hole and see what comes out. And just keep bombing the entrance until nothing follows it. Despite my massive, massive power, I am still playing relatively cautiously. Keyword is relative. Okay. I have just about every kind of dragon hide I could want, so... And I'm still carrying a Quicksilver, probably because if I look for Quicksilver, I've literally only got the one Quicksilver dragon hide and I'm holding it. So I'll just put that down. I can come back for it later if I want it. Wait, does Quicksilver dragon armor give you clarity? Because I know Quicksilver dragons have the Dispelling Breath. I wonder if wearing it probably just boosts my MR and nothing else. Yeah, that would be more reasonable. But how cool would that be? Because if it gives clarity, then there's a... Whoa! Something is invisible, and that makes me nervous. Oh, it's just a Draconian. Let's light him on fire so that my summon can see him. And blow the hell out of him. Whoa! Suddenly, from nowhere, an orb of fire showed up. Just in time for me to become visible, and now, those enemies that I said weren't in Zot but should have been, now I'm seeing them. So I'm just gonna back away. I'm pretty sure orbs can't open doors. So leave that door closed for tactical reasons, and then we'll come around the long way. Give myself an ally, and now we'll find the orb. It's gone. Damn, this thing is freaking... Okay, we've got something we can attack. Let's attack it. There's an orb of destruction at large somewhere. Without knowing where it is, I feel very nervous going forward. Okay, there's a death cob. I can certainly become more clever now. Boom! Immediate fire bombs. There's that death cob I was seeing visions of. Never let your mana go below a certain threshold. It's going to be very important going forward. Whoa, what just happened? A shifter forced me to swap places with another creature, presumably. Actually, these guys are probably both fire vulnerable, so let's just do this. I have double RF, so I'm not worried about being hit. Orb Guardian. Orb of Destruction. Kills Orb Guardian. That eats Force Field Dog. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Something stings me and hits me and is invisible and weakens me, but I can't see it. Light it on fire so that everything can see it, and then step away. That's my solution to ghost moths. As long as I still have mana and know where they are, I can light them on fire. I'm making an obscene amount of noise, hoping to attract attention. And I'll head back to the stairs to make sure the coast is still clear. It is. Okay, let's go in. It's just nerve-wracking because this is an area of the game that no matter how prepared you are, it's possible to suffer and die. Not probable, but theoretically possible. There's such a concentration of threats, and they can come on very quickly, even if you're very cautious. And if they force a random teleport, especially before you've cleared out the 4 different lungs, and with so little dungeon space behind me, statistically I'm going to end up inside another one of the lungs. Back out. I don't know if anything's going to come from behind now to cover the flank. Give me an ally while I go in here too. focus the golem. He is more likely to get behind me. I would rather have 10 foes in front of me than 2 on either side of me. What book did I just get? RS, DS, don't need it. C, DC. Getting the dig spell wouldn't be awful, but I should have a very well loaded dig wand at my disposal, and I don't. Do I have a recharge? Any recharge will do. Let's recharge the dig wand. That's one of those wands that you want to have online when you need it without having to think about it, so that you can spam it in an emergency. Dig your way into a recess to avoid a predator that you can't otherwise take on head on. Okay. Maybe Zot 5 is just a little more empty than I realized, because apart from a handful of cobs and such, I haven't seen an ancient lich, for example. Just a few orbs of fire. I mean, I've had times where Zot 5 was like 5 orbs of fire at once. There's another one. Okay, that's better. Not better, but more in keeping with my expectation of how dangerous this place can be. And it is nice to have this mutation immunity. There's the Ancient Lich. Okay, so maybe I was just like seeing the easy side of things, and maybe I coincidentally went in the correct lung in terms of the dangers. Not that, there's always going to be one safe and one not safe or any such shenanigans. Just luck. Firestorm, 4% fail. That's excellent. I didn't realize it would go down so quickly. Shields training is up to 16. You know what? It's not going down quickly. I'm just pouring experience on my character right now. Necro mutations at 12%. I wonder if I've actually mitigated the shield penalty more somehow. And that's what's helping. Because I seem to remember... No, necromutation was down to 12%. I thought it was at 14 before. I don't know. Something. Regardless, in we go. Don't need a spare one of digging, thanks. Already got one of those. Also, am I wearing my rings of int? Okay, good. I need to be wearing those. Give me an ally, because I'm running low on mana. I need to stall for just a couple turns. And having him there firing covers me for recharging. Whoa. Oh, I killed these guys so long ago that they've skeletalized. And got my way around now. Okay, so Zot has been explored and cleared out completely. Okay, that should be a clear. So here's the deal. Actually, let's step off this so there's no accidents. Wield that. Oh, no. Wield that. And put on that. Here's the deal. Even outside of Lich form, I have near perfect castability on all my spells with 3% on a Firestorm in particular. Not maxed power, but very high. And natural hungerlessness on all spells. I am able to boast double RF with a single R negative, and when I pop Lich form, double RF with RC, and triple R negative with R elect and R poison and R mutation. There's very little that I'm actually afraid of here. Clarity will need to come from an amulet, which will mean that I'm going to be losing 4 int off the top and a resist fire and necro pip, which isn't that big a deal, I suppose. So that's a possibility for the near future. I could almost certainly ascend and win with what I have now. Like, there's no question about that. Further, there's plenty of room for further improvement. My boots are basic and not even fully enchanted. My gloves are dexterity boosting, which I do not need. So I can easily replace those. And with the exception of the buckler, I'm wearing no artifact armor at all. Now, if you look at my dungeon deals, I have been offered a few artifacts, but none that are particularly promising or worthwhile. In fact, most of them have severe negative penalties. And very few of them buff what I need. In fact, several have negative cast or negative intelligence or both. So, yeah. The Hat of Ponderousness is int +5, but I already have a Helm of int +3, so that's not actually a +5 bonus straight up. And while the MR point would put me to max MR, Ponderousness is just such a no-no that I'm not even considering it anymore. There's technically an unknown scale mail somewhere in the dungeon, but my instinct is that just the fact that it's an encumbrance penalty of 10 is going to make it an unattractive choice. So, options. I could, sorry, before I go into options, I want to look up Quicksilver Dragon Armor and see what it gives you. Oh, it can't be enchanted, and it's AC 10. By way of comparison, my Troll Leather Armor can be enchanted. Its base armor 4 plus 4 is 8, which is not off, or 7 plus 4 is 11. Base armor rating 4. AC 7. It's still significantly better to go with Quicksilver from that point of view, but the encumbrance rating also is notably higher. Whatever. Options. I can ascend this character. There's virtually no doubt that if I attempt such a thing, I will succeed. But I haven't successfully declared victory on a mage in a long time, so that is very tempting. Other option would be I can go ahead and try to dive into hell, because I have 5 out of 15 runes. I can definitely go to hell, go to Pandemonium, hell, even try a Ziggurat if I'm so inclined. I've got the full Firestorm Lich toolkit online. I'm bound to find better items that upgrade him further, possibly round out these resistances with a second or third pip of our cold. That would be great. Double regen is something I've never had. Well, not never, but I don't usually get either, so double regen makes this an even more attractive choice. Things to consider. I leave this as a decision to the viewer. I will declare victory at this point in moral victory over the game, in that I've won the game whether or not I actually ascend. So that's good enough for me for now, knowing that I can get a mage to work in version 16, and this isn't even my 10th Gargoyle attempt, so I feel really good about that. And considering that some of those were like building the instinct and trying oddball combos, I think I only tried like 2 or 3 that were like return to the roots and do good gargoyles, and you saw the recordings. Anyway, that's really all I've got time for now. I'm going to be releasing vids over the next couple days, I believe, because I've gotten ahead of what I've released online so far with this character. But what I'm going to do, I might work on a different character. I might actually go back and attempt Stab Sprig in the meantime as we catch up to here. So this character I'm going to put on hold for now while I decide what to do with him. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.